Hello everyone, this is Void Spirit. I'm here to bring you guys amazing fanfiction that you will surely enjoy. But before we start, please subscribe and like the video for more amazing content. CH84. Shay date, A.N. This will be a Hajime and Shay chapter and I'll change their date scene since I actually forgot how it went. Shay and Hajime were the first to leave the house. Shay was walking with Hajime with a bright smile and Hajime only walks beside the girl. The two walk for a while and they look at the city. Even though it's early in the morning, you can see people walking around and doing their own stuff. Shay and Hajime went to one of the stalls to buy food and Hajime asked Shay. "Didn't we just eat a while ago?" Hajime asked Shay. "Don't worry Hajime-san," Shay said. Hajime only let out a small smile on his face. Of course Shay noticed it and started to tease Hajime. "Hajime-san look more handsome when you are smiling," Shay said to Hajime, which made Hajime return to his usual self. But even so, he felt good when Shay said those words. After their orders arrive, they continue to walk around. They walk for 3 hours and occasionally take a rest. Now Shay and Hajime were sitting on the bench in a park and the two were looking at the demi-human kids that are watching a play. The two seats were there and unconsciously the two were holding each other's hand. Hajime-san, Shay was trying to say something but she was clearly having trouble since she knows about Hajime's personality and she was scared to tell him what she feels since when she first said it to Hajime, Hajime only thought of it as a joke so that he can be allowed Shay to join them on their journey. But when Shay saw Rimuru and Shizuku, she got a feeling of motivation and also wanted to be with the man that she loved. "If you have something to say Shay, just say it," Hajime said. Hajime-san, I love you, I really do. Every time I'm with you my chest started to tighten and I got these feelings that whenever I'm with you I always feel like I can do anything. I know that you have Yu-san and Kaori-san as your liver, but I still hope that I can be your lover too," Shay said while her face was red. Hajime, who saw the bunny girl look exactly the same but inside his maid too Hajime was fighting, one was just saying that he should be honest, one saw saying that he should make it more dramatic. "Shay, I know what you feel and I also loved you just like how I loved Shay Kaori, and you have been on my side ever since. I may not be a perfect person, but if you're fine with someone like me then I'll accept you as one of my lovers," Hajime said. When Shay heard Hajime's words, tears of joy slowly made their way out of Shay's eyes and flowed down to her cheek. "I'll love you no matter what you are Hajime-san," Shay said, and Hajime looked at Shay and smiled. Hajime also pull out an engagement ring with blue gems on it matching Shay's ash blue hair. It was the same ring that he gives to Yu and Kaori, the only difference is the gems on the center. Hajime then slide the ring on Shay's ring finger. The two look at each other while their face slowly moving closer and closer until their lips touch each other and the two had a passionate kiss. The kiss lasted for 3 minutes straight and after that the two separated. "Aren't you guys coming out?" Hajime said, which made Shay confused since she didn't know what Hajime mean by that. After a few seconds, Rimuru and the other came behind a bush. Along with him were Yu, Chloe, Tio, Sakura, Akame, Suzu, Ryotaro, Shizuku, Seal, Kaori, Shiraori, Luminous, Kurumi, and even the troublesome Kuki was with them. Everyone, how long had you all been there?" Shay asked. "They had been there since the beginning," Hajime said, since he used magic sense to know about his surroundings, and the reason that he also senses Rimuru was that Rimuru is not hiding his presence at all. "So why are you all here?" Hajime asks once again. "Well, I can miss my brother's best moments so I followed you here and I meet them here, so we decided to stay together and look at the two of you," Rimuru said, and a smile appeared on his face. "The moment you said the words, 'I may not be a perfect person but if you're fine with someone like me then I'll accept you as one of my lovers' was so cool, man. You really look like one of those on the anime we used to watch," Rimuru said while teasing Hajime. Hajime can't say anything since it's true, so he just accepts what Rimuru said, but he also promises to get him back for that. Meanwhile, the girls were congratulating Shay, especially Yu and Kaori. The two know just how much Shay loved Hajime. Meanwhile, Tio had an eye full of determination and also wanted to be one of Hajime's wives. Meanwhile, Kuki still congratulates Shay and Hajime since he has no reason not to. Then the group decided to go back to the kingdom for a short while since Rimuru also told them that he now can use teleportation magic and that he can teleport to a place that he had been to once. Well, of course Rimuru can use teleportation magic since the beginning and he uses the magic to check Shizuku during the time when they first meet Shay. Of course Rimuru also said that the teleportation magic can't teleport them back to Earth, since if he said that he can, their entire journey will be pointless, and he was still curious about the last labyrinth and something was telling him that he needs to go there at all costs. Hajime also asks Rimuru if they can visit Myu, and Rimuru said that they can, so they decided to drop by to the kingdom first and then go and visit Myu. Ch 85. Feelings that can't be tell. In the Hylian kingdom, a beautiful garden, an individual was seen seating on a bench placed in a huge garden. That individual has short dark brown hair and green eyes and had childlike figure. Her name was Aiko Hatayama, the teacher of the summoned heroes. Her expression was constantly changing from happy, sad, anger, and more. Ah. Why am I keep thinking about him? Aiko thought as she remembers a certain boy that had a special place in her heart. She was looking at the sunset and immediately her face turned red. Why? Because she had remembered a certain moment when her students kiss her to save her. She was aware that the only reason that he was kissed was to save her from poison, but she can't get those memories out of her mind at all. No. No. No, a teacher and a student should not have a relationship, she said while shaking her head left to right. That's right, I should not engage in such a relationship. But can I really keep this up? Aiko said as she looked down at the ground. She was confused and doesn't know how will she handle her feeling. Her situation was complicated. Yes, in the eyes of the law she shouldn't engage in such a relationship, and a teacher and students having a relationship are prohibited by the law. I have no idea how laws work in Japan, so I just made this part up. But at the same time, will she be able to keep these feelings inside her? Aiko was thinking about what she should do until a voice called out to her. "I-chan sensei, what are you doing here?" A voice called out to her, and that voice belongs to Yuka Sonobe, one of Aiko's students. She had brown hair and green eyes. She specializes in throwing daggers as her primary weapon, since her skill was called acrobat, and as the name suggests, she can do anything related to acrobat. "Ah, Sonobe-san, I was just resting," Aiko said. "Can I sit beside you, sensei?" Yuka asks. "Ah, sure, go ahead," Aiko replied as she moved to the side to give Yuka a space to seat. The two then look at the horizon and the setting sunset as the cold wind of the afternoon made contact with their skin. "Are you okay, sensei?" Yuka asks Aiko with a concerned look on her face. "I'm fine, Sonobe-san," Aiko replied, trying to reassure Yuka. "Hey, sensei, can I ask you a question?" Yuka asks. Sure, what question it might be?" Aiko said. "Have you ever loved someone?" Yuka said as she continues to look at the horizon. Aiko couldn't answer since she herself was confused about her feelings. "You know, sensei, there was this boy that I loved. At first I thought he was lazy and quite a problem child at first, but every time he did a thing he always did it with all his heart," Yuka said. Aiko was confused about what her students were saying, but she remained silent and continued listening. "Back when we are in Japan, he was the only one that have helped me when I have problems, and even now he still is helping me and I owe my life to him. But every time I tried to get closer to him he was always a step ways from me," Yuka said while having a disappointed look. She was not disappointed in anyone, but she was disappointed in herself. She was disappointed that she was powerless. She was disappointed that she doesn't have the courage to stand next to the man that she loved. "I'm confused, sensei. I want to stand by his side, but I'm afraid that if I try I would get rejected," Yuka said as tears slowly form in her eyes. Aiko, who sees her student that was about to cry, immediately hugged the girl. "You don't have to be disappointed in yourself, Sonobe-san," Aiko said. "But I can't even tell to that person that I loved him. And I'm afraid that once he returned there won't be any place for me to stay in his heart, since it will be occupied by the others that is with him," Yuka said. When Aiko heard those words, she immediately knows who was the man that Yuka was talking about. "I know how you feel," Aiko said as she pushes for a few seconds to think. "I also had some that I like, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to be with him. I want to answer my feelings, but I can't because it was not right for a student and for a teacher to have such a relationship," Aiko said. Which surprised Yuka. Aiko then let go of Yuka, and when Yuka looked at Aiko, she was her teacher crying. "Sensei, I'm sorry, I'm just so confused right now, I don't know what should I do," Aiko said as she tried to wipe the tears that were flowing down from her eyes. After a while, the two managed to calm down. "So sensei like him too, huh?" Yuka said. "Indeed I do love him. You also like him, to right?" Aiko asked Yuka, which Yuka only nodded. Inside the castle of the Hylian kingdom, in one of its rooms, A girl with blonde hair can be seen doing paperwork. She was Liliana SB Hyli. She was the princess of the kingdom of Hyli. She was doing her paperworks until she let out a scream. "Ah, I can't take it anymore. Why won't you stop appearing in my head?" Liliana said. And the person she was referring to was Hajime. She was angry at him since Hajime trows her back to the kingdom out of nowhere when she came to the Flea Belgian. Why did he have to do that? And Rimuru-kun didn't even bother stopping his brother, Liliana said, but her angered expression changed when she thought about Hajime saving her from her engagement. "I wish I could see you again, Hajime-san," Liliana said as she looked out the window beside her and she noticed Aiko and Yuka seating on one of the seats in the garden of the castle while looking at the sunset. "Those two might have the same feeling as mine, but I won't lose. I will definitely be one of Hajime-san's wives," Liliana said with her eyes full of determination. Ever since Hajime and the ground arrived in her world, she had taken a liking to the boy because he always works hard to be able to help his classmates. Liliana even got a chance to see Hajime training on the night just to be able to help his classmates. He might not be well gifted as his brother, but Liliana finds Hajime's effort to be appealing. Every time she thinks of him, her heart always skips a beat, and she had her feelings that she wanted to be with Hajime at all times. Liliana then decided to head out where Aiko and Yuka are, and when she arrived she immediately created the two. "Hello Yuka-san, Aiko-san," Liliana said, and Aiko and Yuka look at Liliana and response.
"Lily, I thought you were doing paperwork works," Yuka said. "I got bored and so I decided to take a walk," Liliana replied. "I see what you want to join us here?" Aiko asked Liliana, and she only replied with a nod. After a while, they talk and then their conversation went to Hajime again. "I see, so the three of us had the same feeling for him, huh?" Liliana said. "Indeed, I wish I could see him soon," Yuka said. "I also wanted to see him soon," Aiko said. "Who would you like to see, sensei?" A voice was heard, and that voice belongs to someone they knew very well. When they look at where the voice came from, they saw a magic circle with blue and gold markings appear, and there Rimuru and his fiancé came out, followed by Hajime and his girlfriend, and followed by Kuki, Ryutaro, and Suzu. "Why are you guys looking at me like that? Is there something on my face?" Hajime asked the three girls who were looking at Hajime.